left Peru and sailed to England alone. There he met the Browns and they took him home. Now a new life has begun. He's Windsor Garden's favorite son, 'cause he always does his best to help everyone. When a problem appears, he never misses a beat and always finds a way to land on his feet. Has his very own unique point of view. Looks at everything as if it's brand new. He is friendly and polite, and he tries to do things right, but he gets in sticky messes just the same. He's curious and speaks his mind, but trouble's never far behind. It's Paddington Bear, he's one of a kind.
I'm Paddington Bear. Dear Aunt Lucy, Mrs. Bird says bears have 2 birthdays a year, a summer one and a winter one, just like the Queen. That means I get 2 birthday parties every year. So there's a lot of work for the party givers. So I decided to help. Oh dear.
Paddington, how did you get yourself into such a pickle?
Oh, it had nothing to do with pickles, Judy. Streamers are a bit difficult with paws.
Why don't you help Jonathan with the balloons?
All right then, you can take these balloons to Judy.
Balloons are even more difficult than streamers. Oh, perhaps I can help blow them up. Mr. Curry's always saying bears are full of hot air.
Maybe you should help Judy with the streamers.
It's my birthday, and I don't have anything to do.
An urgent package for Mr. P. Brown.
Oh, thank you very much. It was the magic outfit you sent me, Aunt Lucy, and it couldn't have come at a better time. It meant I could help out with my birthday party after all. I'd put on a magic show. Learning magic was going to be a trick in itself. Using the wand was by far the easiest part to learn. The instructions said to wave it around and say the magic word. Abracadabra! My jar of marmalade. It's disappeared. Disappearing marmalade. Disappearing marmalade. The instruction book doesn't say anything about disappearing marmalade. It must be a very powerful spell to make a whole jar vanish. It'll be a very good trick for tonight. But I'll have to persuade Mrs. Bird to give me another jar. Abracadabra!
I'll give you abracadabra. And be careful with that wand or you'll have someone's eye out.
There's some interesting tricks in this book of yours, Paddington. I don't mind which ones you perform this evening, as long as you don't try sawing anyone in half.
When the guests started arriving, our neighbour, Mr. Curry, soon realised we were having a party.
So, it's the bear's birthday, is it? I'm sure he must have forgotten to send me my invitation.
Mrs. Bird says Mr. Curry is always looking out for anything that's free, especially when it's something to eat. Ladies and gentlemen, as I couldn't find Mr. Brown's saw, for my next trick...
But you haven't done one yet, Bear.
It's one thing for that Mr. Curry to come to a party he wasn't invited to, but to take the first helping of Paddington's cake, it's disgusting.
Perhaps Paddington will make him disappear.
I take 1 egg...
I wish he'd take something that would be easier on the carpet.
...and place it on the table, so. Abracadabra!
Of course, it's all done by sleight of paw, but very good for a bear. Now, can you make it come back?
Abracadabra!
Excellent. Now, that's what I call a good trick. Making people think he was going to find an egg, and it was a jar of marmalade all the time.
I'm afraid I haven't had time to practice the disappearing flowers trick. so there may be a few minutes break. Disappearing flowers. Disappearing flowers.
What on earth can he be doing?
Did he say a few minutes or a few hours?
Rather a slow trick, this one. I think I may have another piece of cake.
Are you all right in there, Mr. Brown?
It's all dark and I can't read my instruction book.
Let's get you out, Paddington.
Quite a good trick, the disappearing bear. Very unusual. But I don't see what the flowers are for.
For my next trick, I would like a watch.
Are you sure? Wouldn't anything else do?
You can have mine if you like, Bear. Only be careful. It's very valuable and... I hope you know what you're doing, Bear.
That was when I read, for this trick to work, it is necessary to have a second watch. Preferably a junk one.
Bear! 20 years I've had this watch, and now look at it. This will cost someone a pretty penny.
Oh. Nonsense. It's one you bought from me for 50 pence 6 months ago. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, telling lies to a young bear.
Ugh!
Oh dear. I think that's my disappearing egg. It must have reappeared again.
I've never been so insulted in all my life. It's the last time I shall ever come to one of your birthday parties, Bear.
Well, well, Paddington did make him disappear after all.
Half a step to the right. A touch forward. Quarter step to the left. Phew. This is hard work.
May I put it down now, Mr. Curry? It's very heavy.
Heavy? That rock's not heavy. Why, if it wasn't for this splinter in my thumb, I could carry 3 of those at a time.
Paddington, your cocoa is ready.
I'll be back after my cocoa and marmalade sandwich. I need to build up my strength, Mr. Curry.
Strength? Ha! It's all that cocoa and marmalade that's got you out of shape.
If someone like Mr. Curry could lift 3 rocks, maybe I was out of shape.
Paddington, you're going to spill the cocoa.
It's all right, Mrs. Bird. I could lift 3 cocoa trays. My arms are a bit stiff from moving all those rocks.
He's as quick as an eel, healthy as a horse, and strong as a bear. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Grant Stalwart! He can lift bags of cement, bend iron bars, crush walnuts with his biceps.
The Browns didn't have cement bags or iron bars, but they did have walnuts.
Oops. Oh. Paddington, what on earth are you doing?
Is it cracked, Mrs. Bird?
No, but I'm beginning to think you may well be.
You can do all this and more with my world-famous Grant Stalwart bodybuilding system. £50 worth of Grant Stalwart equipment, yours for only £5. Plus a money-back guarantee if you're not completely satisfied.
I could be as strong as Grant Stalwart and get a great bargain. It was too good to be true.
Don't forget the £5 down payment. The balance is due 2 weeks after delivery.
I had £5 saved in case of emergency, but getting in shape was more important. And sure enough, the Grant Stalwart bodybuilding system arrived a week later. The only trouble was, you were supposed to fix the springs to a convenient wall, but none of the Browns' walls seemed very convenient.
It sounds like Paddington is rearranging his furniture.
He's been behaving rather oddly lately. Just last week he sent a walnut zooming all over the kitchen. That bear just doesn't know his own strength.
I decided there had to be a better way. This was much better.
Bear, what are you doing to my face?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Curry. I didn't know you were poking your nose in my business. These are my Grant Stalwart exercise springs. They're meant for 7-stone weaklings. I expect if you had a go, you could become an 8-stone weakling in no time at all. It's worth £50, and there's a money-back guarantee.
Money-back guarantee, eh? In that case, it needs a proper test. I suggest you use my attic. And don't you worry, we'll get our money back for this shoddy merchandise.
Our money?
Of course, I'll have to deduct the costs of ointment for my nose, damage to my fence, use of my attic as a testing site.
Mr. Curry has a way of twisting words around to make the most outrageous things sound perfectly reasonable. I was surprised at how easily the screws went into the wall. But easy come, easy go. And no matter where I tried, they just wouldn't hold. I needed to shed more light on the problem. Aha! There, that ought to.
Bear, have you finished installing that? Bear! What are you doing to my wall?
I thought it might be handy having the instructions for easy reference.
Bah! Who needs instructions? I'll just warm up with some of my old army exercises. Then expose this Grant Stalwart system for the junk it is. Signature. Paw print. This document hereby transfers ownership of the Grant Stalwart exercise system to me, and I am henceforth entitled to all monies owing on the guarantee.
Grant Stalwart?
None other than...
Here now, is that Grant Stalwart? That bear doesn't own the exercise springs. I do. It's all there in black and white. I, Mr. Curry, am due the £50 refund.
You are indeed the lucky owner. And while I am very generous in my refund policy, the equipment must be returned in its original condition. Not covered in paint and glue. This seems to be some kind of fur stuck in the coils. Plus, the £5 is just a down payment. You, Mr. Curry, owe me £45.
£45?
Oh! Help! Get him off of me! Perhaps you wouldn't mind giving my bill to your friend once he comes to. And, here's something to keep this little incident quiet.
£10?
Yes.
Mr. Stalwart gave me £10, which I would like to donate to the Home for Retired Bears. But best of all, the Browns all say I'm stronger both inside and out than all the world's Currys and Stalwarts combined.
Oh, Paddington, my dear strong bear. Mi urso fuerte.
Dear Aunt Lucy, how I miss the simple Christmases in darkest Peru. Here in England, Christmas is like a jigsaw puzzle. Every time you get someone a present, you fill in a piece. When you have all your presents, you've finished the puzzle. It's getting the presents that's the hard part. This year, I've decided to take the advice of my favourite television show and make all of mine. The program's called Make It Yourself. In the last show, they told us to find some wood, set out some tools, and mix up some paste in the kitchen. But they didn't say anything about the mess.
Welcome to the best in do-it-yourself programming. It's the Make It Yourself Show.
With your hosts, Jan and Jeremy. Okay, everyone at home, have you got everything ready? Got your paste?
Yes.
Got your wood and your tools and your paper patterns all neatly organised?
Yes.
So, are we ready to begin? Remember, safety first. So, safety glasses, everyone.
By the end of the show, I had almost filled in the whole of my Christmas puzzle.
We hope you had as much fun as we did. Now, let's see what we've made, shall we?
2 trinket boxes.
For Mrs. Brown and Judy.
1 tie rack.
For Jonathan.
A useful spoon for stirring.
Mrs. Bird will like that.
And a toothbrush holder.
For Mr. Brown.
Now, be sure to clean up, otherwise you'll be in trouble.
And until next time,
Make it yourself!
I had done it, but I still needed to make a gift for Jan and Jeremy. The make-it-yourself tea. The only question was, what? Then I noticed that if I wanted to, I could put the piece back into Mr. Brown's toothbrush holder and make a small towel rack. And that's when an even better idea struck me. I would make them a puzzle. But what to make it from? A glance outside gave me my answer. For Mr. Curry appeared to be throwing out the very thing I needed.
Yes, what is it? I'm a busy man today.
Mr. Curry, I wonder, since you seem to be finished with that...
I'm not finished. I'm only just beginning. I have lots more to do before I'm finished.
Yes, but I wonder if I might... That is, Christmas is coming and...
Whatever it is, fine. I wish you luck. Now leave me to my work.
Thank you very much. I couldn't believe my good fortune. The painting was even stuck to a sheet of plywood. It would make the perfect puzzle. Now for the finishing touch. A present for you. There, I've made all my gifts.
Thieves! Brigands! Bandits! Bear, did you notice any suspicious characters while you were prowling around my house? A present for you. A present for me? You got me a present, Bear?
Actually, it's a Christmas present.
A Christmas present? I must say, Bear, I'm very touched. Let's open it now, shall we?
You don't understand. It's meant for...
A jigsaw! And homemade at that. Fancy you going to all that trouble for me.
Actually, I didn't really go to any trouble for you.
You've made me feel much better, Bear. I'm upset, you see, because of what happened while I was cleaning my hall this afternoon.
Cleaning?
I'd stood all the things outside while I was working, and guess what happened?
You mean you weren't throwing things out?
Someone stole a priceless painting. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Oh, I believe you, Mr. Curry. Perhaps you should finish the jigsaw later.
Nonsense. It's starting to take shape.
That's what I was afraid of.
Bear, I can't see to do my jigsaw.
Oh, that's good. I mean...
My painting! This is my painting! Bear, what's the meaning of this? Where are you? Come back here. Huh? Get away from there! They're my things! Leave them alone!
Thankfully, Aunt Lucy, it appeared Mr. Curry didn't like Jan and Jeremy's present after all.
You can't trust anyone today. I mean, you leave things outside, and what happens?
I felt badly about his painting and wanted to make it up to him. But that meant I had to get busy.
Thank you, Mrs. Bird. I'll see myself in. He destroyed a perfectly good painting. A perfectly good painting! It's an outrage. Absolute outrage. He left me this note. Oh, wait till I get my hands on him.
May I help you, Mr. Curry?
That bear! That bear!
Dear Mr. Curry, if you watch Make It Yourself this afternoon, you may see something to your advantage.
What on earth is that supposed to mean?
I expect he means advantage. Paddington doesn't spell very well.
It's the Make It Yourself show. Working here on Make It Yourself is full of surprises.
Today, for example, we became the proud owners of a bear's restoration. Now, who could have predicted that?
What's that? That's my painting! What's it doing on your television?
Never mind your painting. What's Paddington doing?
This used to be a worthless copy of a painting called The Laughing Cavalier.
Worthless? It's been in my family for years.
Until it was improved by Paddington Brown. Now it's a picture and a jigsaw. Talk about a clever gift idea.
Paddington asked us to send the print's original owner a brand new copy of his painting. We've put it in a new frame that's worth more on its own than the old frame and picture put together.
Well, well, a new frame too, you say? Things are looking up.
And perhaps when Mr. Curry's new painting arrives, I could turn that into a jigsaw as well. Dear Aunt Lucy, you can't imagine the surprise I had yesterday morning.
Paddington,
Yes, Mrs. Bird?
be careful of the snow.
It's cold.
Oh, my goodness.
Everything's turned white outside. Look!
It's all right, Paddington. It's only snow.
It's sort of like frozen rain, only very soft. Like melted ice cream.
It doesn't taste like ice cream.
I can't remember this much snow since I was a girl. I so enjoyed making snowmen.
Snow, snow, beautiful snow. Wonderful, magical, beautiful snow. When days get short, the wind begins to blow. Soon we'll see the first beautiful snow. Millions of flakes float down into view and blanket the world to make it fresh and new. You need to dress up warm to play in the snow. Coat, boots, mitts, hat, and scarf, you're ready to go. Snow, snow, beautiful snow. Wonderful, magical, beautiful snow. Snow is fun for everyone, so enjoy it while you can. Roll it, mold it, pack it, stack it. Let's make a snowman. It's so much fun. You shout hooray and wish it would snow each and every day. Snow, snow, beautiful snow. Wonderful, magical, beautiful snow. If you've never seen it, you just don't know. Wonderful, magical, beautiful snow.
Anyone for a snowball fight?
Snowball fight? You missed.
I didn't that time.
That bear. I'll give him a piece of my mind for waking me up.
Hey!
You can't get me, Paddington!
Mr. Curry, run, Paddington.
Good morning, Mr. Curry. Would you like a game of snowballs too?
No, I would not, Bear. Your snowball hit me on the nose.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Curry. Is there anything I can do? Clear your path, Mr. Curry.
If you do a good job, there might just be 10 pence in it for you.
It took a while, Aunt Lucy, but I got there in the end. Phew.
Why haven't you started yet, Bear? Get to work, or I'll have to report you for throwing snowballs.
Mr. Curry must have caught Paddington before he could get away.
We'll soon see about that. Paddington, time for lunch.
Coming, Mrs. Bird. Just as soon as I've finished clearing Mr. Curry's snow. It's always good to have a little something under your hat for emergencies.
Ah, just what's needed to make a good job of things. Bear? Bear!
Mr. Curry!
Where has that bear got to? Bear!
Where has Mr. Curry got to?
Bear!
Here I am, Mr. Curry! Mr. Curry! I had never pictured Mr. Curry playing hide and seek.
Who shut my back door? Bear!
But it was certainly my turn to hide.
Who locked me out of my house? Bear! Where has that bear got to? Aha!
Oh dear, poor Paddington. We'd better help him.
It was freezing under all that snow.
Paddington!
How dare you lock me out of my house? One thing's certain, there'll be no 10 pence for you.
We'll help you get back inside, Mr. Curry. The coal chute's the only way in, Paddington. We've tried everything else.
Down you go, Bear. Remember that 10 pence?
Do you think I'll fit, Mr. Curry?
You'll fit all right. Hurry!
Good luck, Paddington.
Mind how you go! I keep a lot of valuable antiques down over there.
It's very dark.
My dear old grandmother's favorite lamp! Out! Out of my house this instant! And no 10 pence!
I'm sorry, Mr. Curry.
No!
Mrs. Bird is always telling me to make sure I close the door whenever I go out. But I don't think even she would have expected me to do it that day. Mr. Curry certainly didn't.
Good morning, sir. Have you ever stopped to consider the importance of brushes in your life?
Brushes?
There's air brushes, paint brushes, toilet brushes, toothbrushes, clothes brushes, hard or soft bristles, in an assortment of colours and sizes, half price, one time, special offer just for you, sir.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. And it sounds like very good value.
Thank you, but we don't need any brushes.
Then how about some timepieces, or a necklace for that beautiful neck?
No, thank you, and good day. You must be wary of door-to-door salesmen, Paddington. You're too trusting. Remember, you never get something for nothing in this world.
I think door-to-door selling sounds interesting. I like the idea of helping people.
Then you'll enjoy fetching the groceries. Here's some money. Don't forget to bring back the change.
As I did Mrs. Bird's shopping, I thought about what she said. That you can't get something for nothing. And I wasn't sure she was right. After all, when the Browns found me at Paddington Station, they took me in and didn't ask for anything in return. Some people might think that Mr. Gruber gives me cocoa every day for nothing, but we have an arrangement. I always pay for the buns. Congratulations. Your character, drive and ambition is about to pay off. You have been chosen for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Earn a fortune meeting interesting people. We will contact you soon. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You don't get one of those every day of the week.
Earn a fortune meeting interesting people. Aye, that sounds too good to be true.
Exactly, Mr. Gruber. That's why we're warning people to be on the lookout for this con artist. He's pretending to be a vacuum cleaner salesman, but his vacuums are all broken. You'd be surprised at the number of people who actually fall for this kind of thing.
I can think of one myself.
I'd like to earn a fortune and meet interesting people. The question is, where and when?
Right here and now. Allow me to introduce myself, Mr.
Brown. Paddington Brown. I'm from darkest Peru.
Oh, how exotic.
Well, I suppose it takes all sorts.
Did you get my note?
Oh, yes. Thank you, but, I seem to have lost it.
No matter. Please excuse my appearance, but I've been busy all day helping people clean up and selling vacuum cleaners.
Vacuum cleaners?
Yes. And I am prepared to make you a one-time offer to join our happy band of vacuum consultants. Ask no questions, and I'll tell you no lies. This new cleaner deals with dirt, muck, ashes, soot, anything you like. Now, it just so happens you have caught me with my very last one. But because you seem a helpful sort of bear, you get our latest model cleaner, this list of do's and don'ts to help you make your very first sale, and a free hat. Now, how much are you prepared to pay for all of this?
All I've got is Mrs. Bird's change.
You don't get anything for nothing these days.
That's just what Mrs. Bird said.
You'll be able to pay her back out of the profits from your first sale.
You'll see me again.
If I don't see you first.
I could hardly believe my good fortune, and I was sure Mrs. Bird would change her opinion of door-to-door salesmen when she heard. I couldn't wait to get started. The do's and don'ts booklet had all the answers. All I had to do was find a likely customer.
Are you spying on me, Bear? Now, what's that you've got on your head?
Ask no questions, and I'll tell you no lies. This new cleaner deals with dirt, muck, ashes, soot, anything you like. How would you like a free demonstration, Mr. Curry?
Free, you say? The price of chimney sweeps these days is highway robbery.
This cleaner is particularly good with soot, Mr. Curry.
It had better be. I'll be right back to keep an eye on things.
Mr. Curry deserves a good demonstration because I think he falls under the heading of extremely difficult customers. That's more like it, but maybe he'll appreciate an even bigger demonstration.
Bear! What is going on? You're supposed to clean up, not make more of a mess.
Don't worry, Mr. Curry. It's all part of the demonstration. You, insert customer name, will agree that no ordinary cleaner could suck up this mess.
For once in my life, Bear, we are in complete and utter accord.
Prepare to be amazed.
Bear! Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm looking for a socket to plug this in.
Socket? I'll give you a socket. I don't have electricity. I use gas. What was good enough for my father is good enough for me.
You had a father, Mr. Curry.
Ah! This is an outrage. Someone's going to pay for this.
Oh, thank goodness it's you, Mr. Brown.
Oh, we were worried about you.
Worried? About me?
Someone has been selling faulty vacuum cleaners down at the market, and I was worried something might have happened to you.
It did.
What do you take me for? Once is bad enough, but twice in the same morning? Please! Stop him! Stop him! Stop that man! Wait till I get my hands on him!
Oh! Keep him away! He's crazy!
Oh! Mr. Curry was such a hero for breaking up the vacuum cleaner racket that he didn't mind the mess I'd made.
He got just what he deserved, trying to trick you into cleaning his house for free. I hope you've learnt your lesson, Paddington.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Bird. People who expect something for nothing usually end up with more than they bargained for.
I do wish Mr. Curry would hurry up and finish all his home improvement.
I wouldn't mind if they were his ideas in the first place. But now he's even talking of putting a serving hatch in his kitchen wall, just like the one Mr. Brown installed.
He said he'd do that right after he copies the concrete path Mr. Brown put in our garden.
Oh, indeed. If Mr. Curry's not simply being mean, he's busy copying everyone else's ideas.
Are you sure you won't come with us, Paddington?
No, thank you, Mrs. Brown. I think I'll stay at home and sit in the garden.
Oh, I don't think you'll get much peace. Not while Mr. Curry's busy trying to copy all of Henry's improvements.
It had indeed been a very busy week for Mr. Brown. The serving hatch he installed made life easier for everyone, not just Mrs. Bird. And the kitchen sparkled with a fresh coat of paint. It was when Mr. Brown laid the new concrete path in the garden that Mr. Curry got wind of it all. Mrs. Bird says that Mr. Curry's never had an original idea in his life.
I'll never finish these renovations. Unless... Good morning, Bear.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Curry.
I wonder if you'd care to lend a paw, Bear. I'm laying down some stakes, and it's a bit difficult with only one pair of hands. This way!
Mrs. Bird is right, Mr. Curry. You do want your house to look like ours.
What? Well, anyway, I'll show you where you can put the stakes, and you can carry on while I go out for more supplies. And if you finish before I get back, you can collect some rubble for the path's foundation. If you do a good job, there might be 10 pence in it for you.
Thank you, Mr. Curry, but...
Good. Now, when I nod my head, you hit it. Bear! Where are you, Bear? Come back here, Bear!
I couldn't believe my ears when Mr. Curry told me to hit his head, but over the years I've learned never to question him. There's always a first time.
Oh, when I get my hands on him, oh, you'll be sorry. Now I shall have to stop at the doctor's before buying my supplies.
While I hadn't agreed to lend a paw with the stakes or collect rubble, I did feel badly about hitting Mr. Curry, and I wanted to make it up to him. But since he hadn't shown me where to put the stakes, I'd have to find another way to help him. And I did. Oh! I found that knocking down walls was much more interesting than what Mr. Curry had planned for me. Even with all the dust. I had finished one of the best jobs I could ever remember doing, and I was sure Mr. Curry would be just as pleased. Oh dear, I think I'm in trouble again. I'd seen the Browns' house from a great many different angles, but never from that direction. Uh-oh.
There you are, Bear. What are you up to now?
What am I up to now, Mr. Curry?
Ah, I see you're trying to make amends, and you've done very well. This is excellent rubble. Here, I promised you 10 pence, and I must say you've earned it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Curry. But I won't spend it yet in case you want it back.
Nonsense. Of course I shan't want it back. This rubble's just what I need for my path.
I don't think you should use it for your path, Mr. Curry. You may want it for something else.
Something else? Whatever are you on about? Give me an example.
If it's all the same to you, Mr. Curry, I'd rather not.
Well, back to work then. There. That won't come up again in a hurry once it's set. Bear? Where have you got to, Bear? Yoo-hoo! Bear! Bear! Bear!
Ooh, I just saw a bear running that way.
He'll be doing more than running when I catch him.
Don't worry, mate. I'll just leave your milk in this delivery hatch. Won't even have to bother you from now on.
Delivery hatch?
It's a terrific idea, you know. I'm sure the grocery boy and anyone else who has to make deliveries will agree. It'll make life so much easier. And if you build a cupboard inside, you won't even have to answer the door.
No, I wouldn't, would I? Ah, there you are, Bear. Come here at once.
I'm sorry about the serving hatch, Mr. Curry. You see, I picked the wrong wall by mistake. Your house is the same as the Browns', except everything's the other way round.
Don't worry, Bear. It's a splendid idea. Very practical indeed. Don't know why I didn't think of it ages ago. And you know what the best part of it is, Bear?
It was free, Mr. Curry?
Not only that, Bear. What's best of all is that no other house on the street has one.
Ah, maybe I'll surprise Mr. Brown with one as well. Dear Aunt Lucy, yesterday I bought myself a set of carpentry tools. They seemed very good value at the time, but I soon found out carpentry isn't as easy as it looks. Especially with paws. The do-it-yourself manual.
Repairs, repairs, repairs. I'm always having to mend things around here.
Delight your family and surprise your friends. I wanted to make a magazine rack for Mr. Brown, and when everyone had gone out, I started work. Oh, ouch!
What are you doing, Bear?
Do it yourself, Mr. Curry.
What did you say, Bear? How dare you?
Oh, no, Mr. Curry. I didn't mean you should do it yourself. I meant I'm doing it myself. I'm making a magazine rack for Mr. Brown.
Will you use all that wood?
Oh, yes. It's a very big job, Mr. Curry.
I have a very big hole and not enough wood to fix it with. So...
Tools, wood. The only thing I need now is a kitchen table on which to work. A kitchen table? Where am I going to get one of those? I don't think Mrs. Bird would like me using hers very much.
Bear, did you say kitchen table?
Yes.
Well then, I think we can do business.
Business? What sort of business, Mr. Curry?
I have a kitchen table you may use, and you have this lovely piece of wood that would fix my fence just so.
All right, Mr. Curry. It's a deal.
Good. Throw in a free magazine rack for me, and we can shake on it.
A magazine rack as well?
You can't do it yourself without my table, now can you?
I suppose not.
Here we are, Bear. My kitchen, spotless as ever. And that's exactly how I expect to find it when I get back.
Certainly, Mr. Curry. Carpenters always clean up after themselves.
Well, they had better. It's 2 o'clock now. I shall be back precisely at 4. Spotless, Bear. Spotless.
Step 1. Mark out the shape of the magazine rack with a pencil and ruler. That's easy enough. I can do two at the same time. Step 2. Saw carefully around the outline of the rack. I think I'd better cut the sheet of wood in half first. By following the instructions in my do-it-yourself manual, things went like clockwork. Although sawing through the wood took rather longer than I expected.
Goodness, what on earth do you think Mr. Curry's up to now?
Whatever he's doing, it doesn't sound very successful.
I looked for a chapter on what to do when you've sawed a table in half by mistake, but there was nothing to help me. I suppose that's what's meant by do-it-yourself. Which is exactly what I decided to do. Now for the finishing touch. There's nothing like marmalade for filling cracks and getting you out of trouble. All I have to do now is stop it wobbling. I'm glad I don't work in a table factory. Phew, imagine doing this for a living. You can picture my surprise when I discovered... oh dear. That Mr. Curry's table was now bear-sized. Delight your family and surprise your friends. Whoever wrote this book can't have met Mr. Curry. After I'd finished making Mr. Brown's magazine rack, I had another setback. There was no wood left for Mr. Curry's, except the piece I'd promised him for his fence. Then I had another idea.
I wonder where Paddington's got to.
Paddington, what have you got there?
It's a magazine rack, Mrs. Bird.
Where did you get it?
I did it myself, Mrs. Brown. Mr. Curry let me use his kitchen table, so I made one for him as well. I expect he had a big surprise when he saw it.
Oh, what have you done, Bear? Oh, wait till I get my hands on you.
I had used the spare pieces of Mr. Curry's kitchen table legs for the magazine rack, as I'd promised him my last piece of wood for his fence.
It seems to me, Paddington, the way you tell it, Mr. Curry got what was coming to him. Trying to take advantage of a young bear like that.
I'm sure you're right, Mrs. Bird, but I'm not sure Mr. Curry would agree with you.
Do you think if I gave him my carpentry set, he might feel better? He likes getting something for nothing.
Paddington, that's the first good idea I've heard all day. Trust you to hit the nail on the head?
That'll be another first, Mrs. Bird. My plan worked. When I offered Mr. Curry my carpentry set, he seemed to calm down. But it didn't last very long, so it was a good job he still hadn't mended the hole in his fence.
What are you up to, Bear?
I'm planning to spend the afternoon in Mr. Brown's hammock, Mr. Curry.
Lying around in a hammock, eh?
It's very relaxing, especially with a glass of ice-cold lemonade to sip. You should try it sometime.
Don't mind if I do. My toe!
Oh, Mr. Curry, are you all right?
No, I am not all right. I think you've broken my toe.
Let me help you up.
Stay away from me.
Perhaps you shouldn't walk on it, Mr. Curry. When Mr. Brown sprained his ankle, the doctor told him to rest in his bed for a week. But, Mr. Curry, I didn't mean Mr. Brown's bed. Don't you think your own bed will be more comfortable?
I'm very happy where I am, except I shall need some ice for my ankle.
Your ankle? I thought it was your toe.
Yes, well, it's both.
Hello, Paddington. Is that ice?
Yes, Mr. Brown.
Whatever is it for?
It's rather a long story, Mrs. Brown.
You'll have to tell it to me later. I'm going up to my bed to lie down.
I wouldn't if I were you, Mrs. Brown.
Why ever not, dear?
You'll see.
There's somebody in our bed!
It's not a somebody, Mrs. Brown. It's Mr. Curry. He's hurt his toe and his ankle, so he's come to recuperate.
Mr. Curry? In our bed?
What's he doing there?
Recuperating.
Henry, do something. I am not having Mr. Curry in my bed. Tell him it isn't convenient.
Yes, dear.
You'll have to be firm with him. You know what he's like.
Absolutely. Firm. Mr. Curry?
Thank goodness someone's come. I'm in such pain. My knee.
Knee? It was your ankle just now.
It spread.
I'm sorry to hear that, but...
Mrs. Bird said to be firm.
Now, Mr. Curry, I've come to explain that...
Did that bear of yours tell you this is all his fault?
How?
Things do have a way of happening, but...
But if you want me to go, if it's too much trouble to look after me after I've been damaged by your bear, just say the word and I'll go home. Though I wonder what the authorities would say if they found out.
Is that the dressing gown you gave me for our anniversary, dear?
A good host is happy to share, isn't he, Mr. Brown? Bear, open that window. It's stuffy in here. Oh! Mrs. Brown, would you fluff my pillow? Huh? And I need another blanket. It's freezing in here.
Here you are, Mr. Curry. Tomato soup, just like you wanted.
Where's the bread? You don't expect me to eat soup without bread, do you? Whoa!
Bread.
This soup is dreadful, and there's hardly any of it. I'd like another helping.
Why don't you get it yourself, Mr. Curry?
I can't walk. Thanks to that bear of yours, my thigh is bruised.
Now listen to me, Mr. Curry. You're taking advantage of Paddington and the Browns.
I can leave if Mr. Brown wants to throw me out on the street in front of all his neighbours. I just hope no one calls the police.
Now, Mrs. Bird, we don't want Mr. Curry getting too excited. After all, he's not well.
Oh.
We're going out shopping, Henry. I can't stand it another moment. I hope you've got rid of Mr. Curry by the time we get back.
Here, here. Either that man goes, or I do.
Bear! Bear! Where's that snack?
Work, be a good host, help, give it your most. If your guests should need some care, be real helpful while they're there. Sometimes it takes sacrifice to wait on someone who's not nice. Work, be a good host, help, give it your most. Work. Help. Dim the light, turn down the bed, fluff a pillow for their head, close the window, shut the door, a nice warm blanket, anything more? If it's a nap they want to take, keep it quiet so they won't wake. Work, be a good host, help, give it your most. Work, be a good host,
Are you people trying to starve me? Tea! I need tea!
That's
That's all right, Mr. Brown. It's my turn.
Didn't you bring me anything to eat?
I'm afraid you've eaten everything, Mr. Curry. There's not a crumb left in the whole house.
Are you sure?
Yes, Mr. Curry.
I'll bet there's a sandwich under your hat.
Oh, Mr. Curry, this is wonderful. You're cured.
No, I'm not. I'm worse than ever. Oh.
Oh. More tea, Mr. Curry? But Mr. Curry!
Henry, we're home. I'm sorry. We shouldn't have left you all alone with Mr. Curry.
We're back to do what we can.
Stay away from me, Bear! Yow! Ah! Oh, my ankle! Oh, my knee! Oh, my back! Ah, my elbow! Oh, my foot! Oh, my...
Sleepy. You are getting sleepy. So very sleepy.
No, we're not, Paddington. We've only just woken up.
I didn't mean you, Mr. Brown. I meant me. I'm trying to hypnotise myself with this book Mr. Gruber gave me.
Hypnosis for beginners. Mesmerising, I'm sure.
I wouldn't go hypnotising yourself, Paddington. It could be dangerous. Who'd bring you out of it?
I hadn't thought of that, Mrs. Brown.
You just need to find yourself some suitable subjects. I didn't mean us.
Shh, Henry, you're interrupting the amazing Paddington.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be, amazed. Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on? It sounds like a party. Why haven't I been invited?
Can I have a volunteer from the audience? Thank you, madame.
But I want to go shopping before the market gets too crowded. Then again, I suppose I could spare a few minutes.
That's it. Just relax. You are getting sleepy. Sleepy. You are getting sleepy. Mrs. Bird, can you hear me? Hello? Oh. The subject is now in a deep hypnotic trance. Mrs. Bird, every time you hear the sound of a horn, you will act like the first animal that pops into your mind.
Oh, goodness. Look at the time. I dozed off. I must get on with the shopping.
Never mind, Paddington. Mrs. Bird is a very tough subject. It takes a pretty weak mind to be hypnotised.
Ribbit.
Perhaps the horn Mr. Gruber gave me isn't working properly.
What happened? I must have blacked out. And that's what comes of running out of breakfast cereal. I must get some provisions from the market.
Please keep an eye open for the taxi I called for, Paddington. I don't want to be late for my meeting.
Yes, Mr. Brown.
Still wasting time with hypnosis, Bear?
You must be a mind reader, Mr. Curry. Unless you've been spying again.
Spying? I've done nothing of the sort. Anyone with half a mind knows hypnosis is hokum. Tried it myself to prevent snoring to no effect. My mind is a mystery.
That's what Mrs. Bird always says. That'll be Mr. Brown's taxi. I'd better get him.
Blimey! He doesn't need a cab. He needs someone to take him to the loony bin.
What were you doing on my roof, man?
I have no idea. I think perhaps I've been overworking.
I don't think it could be that. Mrs. Bird always says you've never done a day's work in your life, Mr. Curry.
I'll feel much better once I've been to the grocer's to get some breakfast.
I think Paddington had better go with you. Just in case.
How many times do I have to tell you, Bear, there's nothing wrong with me?
Support our furry friends. Join the March for Animals today.
Do I look like the sort of man who would make a public spectacle of himself?
There's Mr. Gruber.
Hello, Mr. Brown. Where are you off to today?
Mr. Curry and I are going to the cut price grocer.
Mr. Curry?
I better see if I can find him.
Come back, you miserable cur!
Get out the way, you crazy mutt!
There you are, Mr. Curry. I see you've already done some shopping.
What are you talking about, Bear? Are we going to the cut-price grocer or not? And to think this rabble wanted me to join their protest. Come on, Bear.
Oh, dear. I'm stuck.
Paddington, what are you doing here?
Mr. Brown sent me with Mr. Curry in case he has another of his funny turns.
Funny turns?
Come on, sunshine! I'm never going to get my deliveries done at this rate! Move it!
Very funny, sir, but you're disturbing the other customers.
Unhand me! There's been a mistake!
Acting like a cow.
This is terrible.
Oh, I'm sure you made a very good cow, Mr. Curry.
Will you please all get out of my way?
Mercy me! Paddington, your hypnosis act must have worked better than anyone imagined. We'd better catch Mr. Curry. You better snap him out of it before he lays an egg.
Where am I? What's going on?
I think I must have hypnotized you by mistake, Mr. Curry.
What?
It's your own fault for being such a nosy Parker. Now calm down and Paddington will unhypnotize you.
I haven't got to that part yet.
Bear!
Meow! Why don't you leave Mr. Curry like this for a little while? He's much nicer than usual.
Blasted leaves.
Good afternoon, Mr. Curry.
And where have you been, Bear?
I've been helping Mr. Gruber with a birthday party he gave for one of his oldest neighbours, Mrs. Pummel.
Birthday party? Lot of nonsense.
Oh, no, Mr. Curry. We played games and there was a big cake with over 60 candles and lots of sandwiches, but no marmalade ones, I'm afraid, in case Mrs. Pummel got sticky.
Nobody ever gave me a birthday party, but I think I know how to get one.
There.
Bear? Let me give you a hand.
Pardon, Mr. Curry? What did you say?
Well, that's what being neighbourly is all about. Besides, I finished doing mine yesterday.
This is very nice of you, Mr. Curry.
You're finished already, Paddington.
Mr. Curry, help me, Mrs. Bird.
We'll do the shopping, Mrs. B. You go and have a nice cup of tea and put your feet up.
Mrs. B? Well, I never.
I could carry some of those, Mr. Curry.
If you don't mind, Bear, I'm not as young as I used to be. In fact, my birthday is coming up in 2 days.
Is it really, Mr. Curry?
Yes.
I expect you'll be having a party, then.
No, Bear. I've never had a proper birthday party.
Never in your whole life?
Never.
party for Mr. Curry? I've heard everything now.
He's never had one because he's so mean.
He helped me rake the leaves today and went shopping for Mrs. Bird.
That he did? Really? Perhaps he's reformed.
Leave it to me, everyone. Bears are good at arranging things. I wonder how old Mr. Curry is. Perhaps we better not have any candles in case we set fire to the house.
Who's bothering me at this hour? I'll give them a piece of my mind. Hello, Paddington. Come in. Let me get you a marmalade sandwich.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. Oh.
Here you are, Paddington.
Oh, dear. I nearly dropped this photograph of you, Mr. Curry.
That's not me. That's my mother.
You have a mother?
Of course I've got a mother. Everyone has a mother.
Mrs. Bird always says you can't have had one. Mr. Curry, I have a nice surprise for you. The Browns and I are going to give you a birthday party.
Really? Now there's a coincidence. It just so happens I keep a little list of things. Games, food, decorations. Just in case anyone is ever kind enough to take pity on me.
It seems a very long list, Mr. Curry, especially for someone who's never ever had a party. Yes, the party's the day after tomorrow at number 32 Windsor Gardens. Thank you. Goodbye. Well, I've invited everyone now. Even Mrs. Curry's coming. What a nice surprise it'll be for Mr. Curry. His mother at his birthday party.
I didn't even know Curry had a mother.
Bear? Bear! What took you so long, Bear? We've got to get a move on. Birthday party shopping to do.
If you ask me, it's a good job Mr. Curry isn't a bear, or he'd have 2 birthdays a year.
I've never met this Mr. Curry, but I heard there would be cake.
When Paddington said he'd invited everyone, I didn't think he meant literally.
He's coming. Quiet, everyone.
Oh, thank you. You're all too kind. Too kind.
Maybe you are right, Paddington. Maybe this party will make a new and better man of Mr. Curry.
They wanted me to join a circus when I was a lad. To pick up after the elephants. 1965, or was it 1966? No, I think it was 65, the year of the big snowstorm. Snow up to your armpits. Snow, snow, what a storm! Snowdrift. Hey! And I've never had a single dance lesson.
At least Mr. Curry's having a good time.
He's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow,
for he's a jolly good fellow, and so say all of us.
Happy birthday, Mr. Curry!
Reginald! No one told me this was your birthday party, which is hardly surprising because it's not your birthday. Have you been up to your old tricks again?
Mother?
Fooling all these nice people. I'm ashamed of you, Reginald.
But...
Come along!
But I can explain. Mother... What do you want, Bear?
Is your mother sleeping? Come down. I brought these for you.
But it's not my birthday.
Perhaps you could be like me, and this could be your 2nd birthday.
What a good idea. And thank you very much. It was a lovely party.
Yes, it was.
Reginald!